This is the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Dory Stewart.
Welcome to another episode of the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast. Today we have a fantastic neighbor to introduce you to, Horace Crenshaw. He is the owner of Crenshaw's Sports and Fitness. Horace, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Dory. I consider this a tremendous honor to let the local community, which I've been a part of for 20 plus years, know about what opportunities that my business provides, and just looking forward to this opportunity just, to share with the viewers and listeners of this podcast, what the great things that we're doing at Crenshaw Sports and Fitness.
Awesome. I'm so excited to dive in. So let's start off. Let's explain what all Crenshaw Sports and Fitness does.
Well, I consider us the premier golf instruction business in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. We're primarily concentrated out of Stafford. I use two facilities right now, Locust Shade Park, which is in Triangle, and we've established a new partnership with Endless Swings, which is a new indoor golf instruction facility in Stafford, matter of fact, specifically off of Berkshire Road in Stafford. So we're excited. We also, we teach several variations of golf instruction. We start out with the full swing, the pitch shot, chipping, and putting. And we also add a 9-hole training session, which is great for beginners, intermediate, and even advanced level golfers. So we're not a traditional golf pro golf instructor, where you're at a golf course. We're mobile. We go to where the student is, and we provide that top-notch instruction. Myself, I'm the lead golf instructor, and so I can test to this that we've had over 100, 200 students that have benefited from our extensive program using top-notch technology and different techniques to improve golfers game, and so we're excited about some of the things that we do for the community using the sport of golf. So this is great.
That's amazing. I love that you have the added convenience of being able to, you're mobile and you can go to your clients. So I love that added convenience. So I'm curious, how did you get into this? What's the backstory?
Well, yeah. So originally I started, I really gravitated towards the game of golf, as a direct result of my military service. So it was back in 1999, and I was just, that's when, Tiger Woods got really big in the late 90s after he won the 1997 Masters. And I said, I had played all these sports, in high school and college, football and all that kind of thing. So I said, I need to take up golf. And it was further enhanced by the fact that I attended a course in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, where some of my classmates after class would say, would go and play golf. They said, Horace, you need to learn how to play golf. If you want to move up in the Army, you need to learn how to play golf. So that's exactly what I did. I started out with a set of Wilson starter sets that I got from the Post Exchange there at Fort Leavenworth, and I actually took to the game and just started over a period of time. I said, by nature, I love to teach and I love to make people better. And so I come from a background of teachers, and so both parents being teachers. So I said, look, I really want to get into the instruction aspect of this, and so of course, by being a golf associate at Dick's Sporting Goods, assistant pro, back in 2014, it kind of, my interest really peaked at that point because I saw a lot of folks that would come into the store and we take them to the simulators, and and you try to you get them fitted for a new set of clubs, and people were not, their game was just not up to par, so to speak, if you will. It was not up to par, and so I said, I want to get into making people's game better, and so golf game better. And so then I had the opportunity at my church, to teach golf at the church for those that were. We had a tournament that we'll have every year, and so back in 2014, I started teaching some of the local members of the church, and so. And then so you fast forward that into 2018. I got my certification to become a professional golf instructor, and things just took off, Then I started Crenshaw's Sports and Fitness. And then you fast forward it to 2014 when we became a limited licensed company, LLC. Nice. And so, we're just really taking off. Like I said, from 2018 to now, we've been credited for teaching, providing impeccable golf instruction here in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. So it's really
That's amazing. Good. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that story. So do you think that there are any myths or misconceptions when it comes to golf instruction?
I think so. What the first thing that comes to mind, people think is, taking golf lessons is so expensive. I can't afford it. I just can't, I just can't see myself, spending all that money for golf lessons, but you got to realize you learn so many life lessons on the golf course.
Oh, yeah.
It's just really, you learn a lot about people. You learn a lot about life. You're out there, you're in the outdoors, and, you're able to think. I consider golf is more so, I consider it, 10%, proper techniques, but 90% is all mental. And so you're able to, encapsulate the mental focus that you need to thrive in all aspects of your life. You're able to make clear decisions, and so that's one of the things I think golf affords anyone. And so, the biggest misconception and myth is that people say, it's so expensive. I can't take golf lessons because of that aspect. And and it's such a boring game. I can't really, but there are so many life lessons to be learned, just like I had referenced earlier. There's so many life lessons you can learn just from the game of golf. It's just it's endless, what you can receive just from, a golf lesson, playing 9 holes, 18 holes. One round can really change your life. It really can.
Interesting. Well, I can feel your passion for the game through the screen. And so I imagine you're having a blast every day in your business. But when you're not golfing and you're not instructing, what do you do for fun?
Yeah, so I'm also I believe in physical fitness, which is, of course, synonymous with my company, Crenshaw Sports and Fit. The fitness part, I believe in physical fitness. So, I believe in, I'm active in, I love going to the gym. I love working out. But what really I've taken to over the last several years is reading and writing, specifically writing books. So I've got to say that I've published a couple of books. They're on Amazon and wherever books are sold. My books are, of course, they're military in nature. One in particular, and then one is about the story of being able to triumph over setbacks and, hardships and struggles.
Mhm.
And so, that's one of my areas of interest outside of golf instructing and of course playing the game of golf itself. But yeah, I love to write. That is my next passion, and I love to, just inspire people. I love to motivate people, inspire
Mhm.
people. So this is just great. I mean, just great for me because even being a golf instructor is just the opportunity just to motivate and inspire somebody to take them from one point of I consider myself like an architect. I get the foundation, which is the student who specifically a beginner that doesn't know anything about the game of golf. You're taking that blueprint, the foundation, and you building upon it, right? And
Mhm.
so that's one of the things that I really really enjoy. About and again, it kind of feeds into my writings. Most of my books, my writings are inspirational in nature. So outside of golf, yeah, I got another life,
Mhm.
and I'm an avid sports fan too. So
Nice. I love the architect analogy. I love that. I like that. Okay, so switching gears a little bit. So, can you describe a hardship or a life challenge that you can say that you rose above and now you're even stronger for it?
yeah, so this goes related to my book. And this is kind of similar to my background, of course, as a retired military officer. So it was back in 2003, and of course I was deployed. I was commander, and I was responsible for 180 soldiers in Iraq, and so it was a tremendous setback that we had. Pretty much all of our equipment was you know damaged when it arrived in Kuwait, and so I had a unique dilemma that I had in order to get us up to speed to be able to be mission ready to accomplish the missions that we would receive. And so, putting my head together, putting my head and my team together, putting great minds together, I should say, we
Mhm.
were able to receive, store, and distribute over 100 million gallons of fuel. But Dory, that's just not the only situation when I found myself somewhat having to overcome, some obstacles and challenges.
Mhm.
When, of course, when I graduated from college, you
Mhm.
know, immediately I didn't go active Army like I thought I was going to go. And so, I had moved over and I took a myriad of jobs. Here I am, with this degree and, and not really not working and not doing a whole lot. And so, and of course, also being humble and, being 23, 24 years old and staying with you having to go back home and stay with parents and everything. And so my first job, I never forget it. I was a car salesman. And I swore, I said to myself, I said, never again I was depressed, of course. And, like
Mhm.
everybody else, you're thinking you graduate from college and everything, and you're going to do, great and wonderful things. But that's
Mhm.
just not always the case. So, I had, of course, myriad of jobs during that time frame, and I was just not happy with anything that I was doing.
Mhm.
So I consider that somewhat of a setback. Like I said, car salesman, restaurant assistant, restaurant manager, substitute teacher, pretty much did it all.
Mhm.
Of course, prior to coming on active duty into the Army. So yeah, those were some setbacks I could say in life.
Mhm.
That I was able to, thankfully, based on faith and
Mhm.
faith in God, and was able to push forward and kind of and of course I had people very supportive family members and people in my corner that really were there for me in such a pivotal time in life.
So important.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. And I think so many of the listeners are going to be able to relate to that for sure. So what is something that you would like the listeners to, to know about your business or to understand about your business?
Yeah. So when you come to Crenshaw Sports and Fitness LLC, now I can call it. when you come to for a golf lesson, you're not just going to receive a golf lesson. You're going to receive a life lesson. Okay. I'm not going to, of course, I'm going to go preach to you, but you're going to receive more than just a golf lesson when you come and, you express to me that, hey, Horace, I want to take golf lessons. You're gonna really get more out of it than just a golf lesson. All right, you're gonna receive more than just a full swing. You're gonna receive more than just the proper technique to get over a hazard. You're gonna be able to get over hazards in life. All right, that's what you're gonna. We have bunkers and we have water. We have all kinds of hazards that we have to maneuver in life. We have to get our little golf ball from point A to point B, and that's the finish line. And so you're going to be perfected in so many different ways. You're going to be perfected not only mentally, but you'll be perfected spiritually. And that's one of the things that I'm proud of. And that's one of the things that you're going to know. And that's one of the unique things that I feel like that sets Crenshaw Sports and Fitness LLC a cut above all of the other golf instruction, businesses that we have in this area, or be it the local pro that is at the golf course. You're going to get somebody who really has a heart for people and really cares for people. And so that's one aspect of my business that I want everybody to know about.
I love it. That's such a big differentiator. And I love how much heart you have for the experience that you're providing your customers. So you are such an inspiration. I feel so lucky and honored to be able to partner with you in Neighbors of Courthouse, and to be able to share your story and share your business. So if the listeners are interested, and I imagine they will be, in learning more about you and connecting with you and learning more about your business, what is the best way for them to reach you?
So the best way to reach me is through my website. That's CrenshawSportsAndFitness.com. That is the best way to reach me. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to, and like I said, again, Dory, thank you. Our partnership will transcend exactly. So we're locked at the hip for 36 months and more. So, but yeah, you've really just been a blessing for me. Like I said, I've tried different other avenues of trying to get additional folks into to know that I'm here, I'm out there. If you want to. If you want golf lessons, or like I said, again, if you not only golf lessons, but just a bit about a discussion about life, look me up, CrenshawSportsAndFitness.com, and we just have a great time, and like I said, I definitely believe in supporting people in all aspects, of their game, whether it's the beginner, the intermediate level golfer, or the advanced level golfer who just wants to fine tune things. They may need to have want to get more speed, more distance off the tee. They may want to correct a slice. So we'll have a great time together. But just look us up, and I assure you, you would not be sorry that you did.
Awesome. I love it. Horace, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast. This has been a lot of fun, and listeners, look him up, and I'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to fxbgneighborspodcast.com. That's fxbgneighborspodcast.com. Or call 540-534-4618.